My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Challenge the Spire here in Mod the Spire. Mod the Spire? Slay the Spire modded. It's called Slay the Spire modded rather than Mod the Spire for a reason. Effectively YouTube SEO. SEO being search engine optimization. How many people are searching for, like, a different name for a Slay the Spire modded series rather than Slay the Spire modded, Slay the Spire mods, Slay the Spire modded playthrough, Slay the Spire modded gameplay, etc, etc, etc. So titling it Mod the Spire actually makes it less discoverable from a Slay the Spire front. Just a thing that you now know. Okay, so we start with 8 less HP, and these bosses are probably a little bit harder as well. Oh, well, there's Necrogeddon. We already did a build with that recently. I mean, our build with that recently literally only worked because we had the calipers and the... was calipers and abacus, so without those, we're actually, like, it's not gonna work. I worry that here I just make value picks, so I'm taking clothesline, I'm taking uppercut. Well, there's body slam and ghostly armor. Okay, well, I'll take baseball first. I was really hopeful that would hit a lower cost thing. Mummified hand? Sorry, a higher cost thing, rather. So, you know, uppercut, clothesline, or bash. Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 for that turn. Sure. We'll take that. And ghostly armor. Entrench, body slam. Beautiful. Now we're literally just going to be looking for defense. And barricade. Whirlwind's pretty good, but shrug it off here for us. Defy death. We don't exhaust any cards in our deck yet at the moment, do we? No, we don't. Paper Frog. Enemies with vulnerable take 75% more damage rather than 50%. We do have 2 more sources of vulnerability in the deck at this point. And all these smooth stones started to combo with 1 dex. Neat. I could take Whirlwind, but again, no. Not how we're going to be playing this deck. Weaken the enemy for the next turn. Beautiful. Hell yeah, almost a good defense as well. Almost. Yeah. Uppercut seems just important. Okay. Single defender's more than enough there. Calipers would also be incredible for this build. Just for the record's sake. Just another entrench even. Another couple copies of shrug it off. Like, a lot of these things could just be incredibly potent for us. Resulting in us not needing a barricade, but barricade's still pretty good. Ideally, barricade is why I have the mummified hand, so that I can still do things on the turn that I barricade. So we've lost 30 HP. Well, not 30. Slightly less than 30, right? Because we came into this with 8 less HP, so... We've lost HP in this combat. Ice Cream energy is now conserved between turns, as well as ghostly armor. Great. Pick up for us there. Yeah, I should still play the ghostly armor. Probably shouldn't have played the strike there, though. Yeah, I could be saving energy here. Yeah, I don't play a strike this turn. Alright, sweet. Because Ice Cream saves me energy for a later turn, so may as well hold it. 26 takes you down to 80. You split at 75 now, so I don't want to attack you again. Means I can save some more energy here. This is still probably the best split that we get. Unless we want to take another giant hit next turn, which we didn't. Unfortunately, being weakened and frail is doubly awful for Body Slam. I've clearly chosen which of those I prioritize most, though. Okay. I think it's just because even despite the frailty, I can protect myself pretty well. So what's the next combat for us? Guardian? Guardian should be totally fine. Guardian doesn't even trash my deck, so it has nothing that can really do to me here. Just gonna save all of my energy from that turn so that I can have... Really? A much more impactful this turn. At the very least, we still killed. Centennial Puzzle. The first time you lose HP, each combat draw 3 cards, as well as spot weakness? No. Not necessary. It's pretty important that I use Ghostly Armor to leave it in the deck at this point. Pretty good attack there. Despite everything. Yeah, I guess I just don't use unimpactful cards. Wait for big turns. Sure. I'll keep myself perfect in this fight as well. Basically just because I can. No, I could attack again, but then I end up taking damage myself. And if I don't need to do that, I'd like to avoid it. Okay. That's full defense already. It's not Entrench and Body Slam here in the same hand, unfortunately, though. I'm fine to set the enemy down onto the ground next turn. I guess this does it. Keeps the enemy vulnerable as well. Shake it off. Ghostly Armor. Defend, defend, Body Slam, kill. Easy. Golden Egg. The card does nothing in this mode. Whenever you add a rare card to your deck, upgrade it. Yeah. Whenever you purchase a card from a merchant, it's upgraded. Yeah. Alright. Got both of those already. Thanks. Inability to play more than 6 cards in a single turn. Even with a single Shrug It Off in the deck, we don't play more than 6 cards in a single turn yet, so I think we can take that. Yeah. Velvet Choker shouldn't trip us up much here, and we can start picking to avoid it tripping us up as well. Shrug It Off is really good. Entrench is really good. We just take those 2, I think, here. Then just start removing other cards from the deck. If you have unspent energy at the end of your turn, draw that many cards at the start of your next turn. With Ice Cream, that's just like a bunch of extra draw for us, right? So we'll take that and then bounce. Now here, I'm actually kind of interested in upgrading a couple of those defends. But I could also just rest. I feel like upgrading the defends or even bash is probably a better idea. 64 damage on turn 1's pretty good. Oh, obviously should have striked there. Whoops. That's my extra draw. We need another Body Slam in this deck if we can get access to it at all. Torch head down, other one weakened and made vulnerable. The problem is, like, that our hands have such variable quality to them. I think I do need to just decide when I don't use extra energy so that I can get better value out of the light bulb the next turn. That's one thing I need to do more adeptly. Not weakening the backline of that turn is also a bit rough. Alright. Getting my extra draw is really important. Fine. Just kill another target on board. Body slam. Really? Like... Keep getting body slam on the worst turns for body slam here. We need another copy of body slam in the deck. That's what we need. Those ghostly armors are really important, unfortunately. If only there were Shrug-it-offs. Alright, at least I get an extra card draw this turn. Really? Yeah, we're probably dead here. No, just not. What a bad hand to get it in. You know what? I think if I don't kill next turn, I'm dead. Because the Collector is just resummoning constantly, and only my Body Slam can even kill these Torch Heads. So I'm going to try and set this up so that I get entrenched in the same hand as enough defense to just blow up the back line. Draw 3 extra cards next turn. Come on. We get 1 extra card next turn. Literally just need to be able to kill the Collector. That'll do it. Woo! Okay, that's how I need to be playing these fights. Dream Catcher whenever you rest. You may add a card to your deck as well as new. Oh, thank you. Weaken the enemy and just leave that going. Ideally, if I can float 5 extra energy per turn, that's a great position to be in. Okay. Uppercut, double defend. Not particularly pleased with the fact that we're still taking a bunch of damage that turn. Alright. 15 incoming. God. I hate that I don't know if I'm safe against 15 incoming. That feels bad. Double entrench in the same hand is obviously the biggest turn that we can get. Having that while we're both frail and weak, not great. Otherwise, a fine turn. Enemy is purging this turn, so even if I bash clothesline them, it's not a good idea. So I need to defend for 56 this turn. Okay. That's 56 already defended. If I entrench, I deal 105, right? 105. Whatever. Right, I deal 104. If I uppercut, I can weaken the enemy and keep them vulnerable for a turn as well. I am actually going to get choked this turn if I tried to do both. Yes, this gets the 91 in. It gets extra damage from the Paper Frog. But this leaves me with extra energy. And with the enemy with a vulnerability and a weakness on them. Not that that made a difference, but it's okay. All right. We should have lethal this turn. We just draw our entire rest of the deck, and we know that that definitely contains lethal. Rubber Ducky. Each time you play a power, gain shielding equal to 3 times its cost. Another copy of Entrench. Yes. Yep. Those copies of Entrench are going to make this pretty ridiculous. One problem we're about to run into, I think I'll play the Ghostly Armor and pass, is that Body Slam taken from my deck kills me. But in order to get back to my Body Slam as soon as possible, I'm going to have to float 5 energy a turn. If I can just keep removing cards from this deck, we might actually get to the point that we just play a block card, a couple entrenches, and then we blow up the enemy on that turn. So I can play 4 more cards this turn. So defend, entrench, entrench. Just giant body slam onto the bronze automaton. Yeah, I think I do. This is an interesting way to play a deck, I'll say that much. Shrug it off. Shrug it off. Oh my god, 3 entrenches. Yeah, entrench, entrench, entrench. And then body slam the bronze automaton. So the Velvet Choker is dictating how I play my turns at this point, but it's worth noting I didn't know that I would have the light bulb until after I already got the Velvet Choker. Back in preparation, at the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. It's really good for us. Cursed Key. Sure, we opened no more chests between here and the end of the run, so it's just extra energy for us. Okay, membership card, 50% discount on all products. We probably don't want offering. It's obviously a big problem with the Velvet Choker. Probably don't want Dead Branch Corruption either, because of the Velvet Choker again. If I could get rid of the Velvet Choker at this point, I'd probably go Corruption, Dead Branch, Fiendfire. I think I actually have enough to afford all of those. Yeah, I do. That could have been good. Upon pickup, choose a card. All copies of that card you have are upgraded. On future, all copies of that card are upgraded. So that'll be used on a defend, and then I'll remove a strike from the deck. Sweet. Guess I'll also take a power potion. I don't know how we win. No, I know how we win. I know how we win. Even without... Even without Barricade, this should be okay. Rest here, definitely. And that's another entrench. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll take the entrench. It's more impactful immediately than the other one, the reversal that was offered to me, but I think I should have given the reversal a little bit more of a look than I did. I just need to occasionally find safe turns where I can play very few things so that the time meter starts to get real mad. Really? Damn it. Play out the max there. Unfortunately, didn't have Body Slam in that previous hand. Alright. One more Body Slam would obviously be incredible for this deck as well. Something I only just realized halfway through that turn is I'm not going to be able to play up to 12 cards, so hopefully next turn the enemy isn't attacking, or they're attacking for an amount that I can block for. Ish? That could have been a lot worse. Shrug it off, definitely. Ghostly Armor, definitely. The enemy's not vulnerable, so I probably want to entrench, like uppercut, entrench, body slam. So the enemy will be all purging this turn. So unless I draw the body slam, I'm not going for lethal. Didn't draw the body slam. Probably not going for lethal. I should play enough attacks to trigger the enemy's time keep, though. That's some pretty good damage right there. 3 extra card draw this turn as well. No, I should play out more cards this turn. It leaves me at a draw deficit the turn after, but at the very least, I have the ability to play most of the cards I draw. Which is pretty important as it turns out. Enemy down. Karen's Ashes. When it exhausts a card, deal 3 damage to all enemies, as well as Flash Powder. Do I take Flash Powder here? Stuns all enemies. Exhaust all status and curse cards I'm going to need in the final combat is the problem. And I want Power Potion for the possibility that I generate Barricade in the final combat. Okay, shrug it off. Use the armor, defend, entrench. And we'll uppercut Donu and hit him with a body slam, but it does reduce the amount of cards I get for my next hand. Not significantly enough, as it turns out. Entrench, entrench, and then I can uppercut the backline again before I throw in the body slam. All right, Donu's almost dead. Donu is now dead. Thank you, Karen's Ashes, for carrying him over the line there. I'm not even going to keep that ghostly armor. I want the entrenches to be much more consistent in the deck. Sweet. Alright, so ghostly armor, shrug it off. Entrench, 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 body slam. Pretty good. Yes, the Velvet Choker is constantly choking us here, but the extra energy from the Velvet Choker is probably the only reason we lived through the second floor. Remember how difficult the second floor was? Yeah, we could have died there. So I gotta say, honestly, I'm much more a fan of living and being occasionally annoyed by the Velvet Choker than dying on that previous floor. That's just me. Alright, Decker. Bottled Snecko. Upon pickup, you may choose a card against Snecko. If you do not choose a card, you may choose one later at a rest site for a free action. Snecko means it randomizes its cost on draw. Another entrench. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take my extra draw this turn. Just seems right, right? Almost certainly I take out each of these cultists first. I mean, I could just try and go for the Awakened one exclusively. I don't think that's a good idea, though. Whew. Everything's riding on whether or not I get that barricade in the final with the Power Potion. If I do get that barricade in the final, then this deck is suddenly, like, it's very good, but, like, far in excess to necessity. Way too many entrenches at that point. That said, I'd kind of rather have way too many than way too few. It's a pretty big hit we can do. And we don't even use that much energy while we're doing it, so we're pretty much well set up for the next time, anytime we do it. Purposefully not drawing here. Okay, so we're definitely uppercutting this turn. How many cards? 4 left. Okay, so entrench, so it's defend, entrench, body slam. Best value we can get out of that hand, as well as keeping ourselves 3 extra energy for the extra draw it provides this turn. I'll burn out a ghostly armor, sure. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I did. Yeah, it's okay. Ghostly armor, shrug it off. Entrench, body slam for the lethal. Art of War, if you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain additional energy next turn. Speed potion, probably not too helpful for us. Unless we have the ability to generate artifact, but there's no ability to generate artifacts, so. Let's bounce, body slam in the first hand, alright. Power potion, what are you going to give to me? Demon form? Well, if it's the best thing on offer, it's the best thing on offer. So I could stun the enemy this turn to prevent them from putting all of these debuffs into my deck, but I could then use Elixir next turn instead to prevent myself from taking the damage to it. Okay, I want to drink this before I draw my cards. Sweet. In having done so, you shouldn't be able to do that, I don't think, but you can. In having done so, I'm now full defended. Yeah. I don't think it matters if I get the enemy super vulnerable or anything like that. I just need to live while they try and do that whole thing. So getting the extra energy from the Art of War is pretty good. I don't like that I'm vulnerable. That's one thing I'm not super into. Okay. I could stun them this turn to try and skip their buff. Should I do that? It seems like it'll be more useful to skip an attacking turn, but then if I manage this all correctly, I shouldn't have any attacking turns I want to skip. No, it's only like 1 strength they even get here. No, 2 and 2 artifacts. That's fine. All right. Thank you to all of these entrenches for still believing in me. Okay, I only need 2 more good turns like that, and the enemy's down. Their buff this time is like 4 strength or something like that, right? Alright, I will actually stun them this turn. And they go back to trying to buff themselves. Good, 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 good for me. Alright. 2, 3, 4, and body slam for the lethal. Beautiful. Bronze scales, as well as the ability to add a card to my deck that I'm not going to be taking. That is our silver, I believe now. Our silver boss rush victory here in Challenge the Spire for the Ironclad. It does really seem like everything needs to come together. Like, that run needed Entrench. It needed multiple copies of Entrench, and it found 4. That's super unlikely, by the way. It found Body Slam. It kind of wanted Barricade, but because of all of those Entrenches, didn't desperately need it. It edged along a couple times there, almost dying right up until it was powerful enough to shoot through the rest of it without much of an issue. I'm worried that as the difficulty levels increase, I might just get a string of bad luck and not find anything that I can build a run out of in the first couple shops, and then keep dying. Oh well. That sounds like a future Ryan problem, so from right now, Ryan, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.